Good morning, fitness peeps out there in Facebook land. I'm Irene Chan, bringing today's personal training by I Chan. Today's workout is not something that I have mastered yet, which is why I'm doing it, because I want to work on the movements and I'm working on balance and one side at a time. So we're working with the kettlebell today, and the workout is 10 rounds for time. So you'll end up doing 5 on each side of 5 deadlifts, followed by 5 power cleans, followed by 5 squats, and then 5 push presses, and then you jump on your rower or go for a run 200 meters. Like I said, I'm not really strong in these movements, and one particular movement, the power clean. So take what I'm telling you with a grain of salt. If there's anybody out there that watches this video and has a comment and wants to help me with my technique, I welcome it, because I'm always about learning. Anyway, so without further ado, let's talk about the deadlift first. Well, you know what? I'll go through a round first. Well, actually, no, let's try and explain it first. So 5 deadlifts, single leg deadlifts. Start off by lifting it up with both your feet. Lift one leg off the ground, and then the idea is to focus somewhere ahead of you, keeping your back straight. Go from the side view so you can see, keeping your back straight and really working that one side. Now, I had a little caveat that if I lost my balance, I'd have to stop and start over. So if I was on 4, working on 5, lost my balance, I'd have to start at 0 again. Because the idea behind this is that you really focus and take the time to work on technique, but also to work on balance. So if you lose your balance, it's kind of cheating. So make sure you do 5 consecutive without falling, losing your balance, and having to put your other non-working leg on the ground. After that, put the kettlebell back on the ground, and we work on, I was going to do hang cleans, but I ended up doing power just because I wanted to really incorporate my legs. So the idea behind it is that you're supposed to come up with this weight and then take those hips and then flip the kettlebell to where you catch it and it's 45 degrees, if you will. 45 degrees, and your thumb is kind of pointed back, from what I saw on the kettlebell trainers course. So I think it's more like that. Like I said, I'm working on it. Yeah, so it's almost as if you just, but he was doing it where he was doing a clean, where you kind of swing and do that. But again, it's not catching it back here as much as it's, like I said, 45 degrees, and it's sitting in your hands with your thumb pointed backwards, as opposed to back here, I guess pointed at you. And then we do, after that, after you do your 5th one, I had it here to do squats. So I balance myself here. Knees should be tracking out, guys. From a side view, your back should be straight. Kick that booty back as you initiate your squat. Keeping your chest up. And then after 5 of those, 5 push presses. So would have kept it here, not taking it to the ground. And a push press is basically slight bend in your knees. To help you push the weight above your head. And of course, we talk about rowing. Anytime you row, guys, you want to keep this chain moving back and forth in a straight line. And the way to do that is to practice good technique. You really want to force yourself to Make sure it's moving in a straight path. Put a piece of tape above and below this chain. And your goal is to not let the chain touch either piece of tape. Starts off with a push with your legs. Big push. I'm not doing a big push right now, but the big push starts off with vertical shins right here. That's number one. Number two, the big push with the legs is immediately followed by core and then arms. So I engage my core at the end. My arms just come in, not because I'm pulling in. It should not be a separate movement like that. You should not necessarily be pulling in as much as the change is coming in because of the push and the core. So it's legs, core, arms. Legs, core, arms. Now it's in reverse. Arms, core, legs. If you release in that order, arms, core, arms, core, legs, it'll prevent you from rebending too soon. Because a lot of people, when they row, release their legs before they release their arms and core. Bad move, because what happens if you release your legs before your arms is this. And the only way this handlebar is going to keep moving in that direction is if you physically lift the handlebars over your knees to go. Well, what's going to happen is it's going to cause your chain to jump. And that's violating the very first rule I said about keeping this chain moving in a straight path, not touching either piece of tape. See, if you release arms, then core, at this point you see the handlebars have already passed over your knees. That's when you can release your legs. And the last thing I'll talk about is the ratio of 1 to 2. Your recovery should be twice as long as your push. So I'm doing a count. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. How much time do I have left? Let's see. This is for you, Belkis, my friend. We talked about this yesterday. I want to help your rowing technique. First thing you're looking for is a pretty parabola, which is an upside down U. And by pretty meaning, if I put a vertical line right down the middle, they should be mirror images of each other. I'm a little bit not so pretty here. And the other thing I look at is this number, strokes per minute, S over M. How many strokes am I putting in work for in 1 minute? I try to keep that under 30 while still maintaining this pace. So this pace right now says that for me to row 500 meters, I would do it in 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Later in the workout, I get to closer to like 220, 225, just because I start slowing down. But set your pace and know what your pace is. Okay, guys, remember to go out there and be a human doing, not just a human being, because it is action. Put action behind those thoughts, those dreams that you have. Be the change that you want to see in the world. I know it's cliche, but really and truly, be the change that you want to see in your own life, in your community, and in your world. Because if you do not put action behind it, then we just stay where we are. And then we don't push the boundaries of our potential, and there's no growth. Growth is not easy. Growth involves change, and I know change can be scary for a lot of us. Learn to embrace it. Because it can be a very, very positive, empowering, and enlightening journey. I know that I go through growth and changes often, and there are times where I'm laying down on the floor in a puddle of tears just because it's so hard. Again, my queen of cliche friends, Petra Corella, not Corella anymore, Petra Griffin, queen of cliches. What doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. It is so true. But gosh darn it if it doesn't feel that way when you're lying in a puddle of tears sometimes. Anyway, just know that I'm here for you, and I want to help you be strong both mentally and physically. So go out there, be a human doing love, kindness, compassion, understanding, patience. I'm Irene Chan, personal training by iChan. I love you, and I will see you all tomorrow.